Alright, so I'm going to show you how to design the landing page for my new ebook on designing iOS applications. First, I'm going to get my new canvas in here. Just went with 1200 by 1200. That's a good size. First thing I want to do is set up some 1000 pixel guides. So I'm using a marquee tool, and as you can see, I set a fixed size to 1000 pixels. It's that nice and centered. I'm just going to fill that in with a black, deselect, and then make sure it's in the exact center of my document. And Command D to deselect. Command R brings up the rulers. And then I'm going to just drag in a ruler on each side. And now I can just fill in that entire layer. Now I have rulers with exactly 1000 pixels between them that are nice and centered. That's a quick way of doing it. Alright, next I have this stock image I found of a city. It's slightly blurred, about 20 pixels or so. Alright, so now that's dropped in there, it's time to draw the actual book. So I'm going to use my rounded rectangle tool with a small radius, and I already have this orange color selected. And it'll just come in. Maybe about that. You can always change it later. Actually, I'm going to draw it a little bit smaller. I think there. You can always change it later if needed. So now I'm going to duplicate this and take the bottom one and nudge it up just a little bit and over just a little bit, and then darken it so that I can tell the difference between them. And nudge it over just a little bit more. Alright, so this is going to be the front and the back of our book. And I'm going to nudge it back a little bit. I'm just trying to get the feel for this. Okay, so now I'm going to start drawing with my pen tool, and just basically draw straight into there. Over. Now, unfortunately, I had the wrong one of these selected, and so it didn't create a shape or a shape layer when I wanted it to. So I can come in here, go to Layer, New Fill Layer, Solid Color, create that, sample the background one. And that's how you create a shape when you otherwise get stuck. So, get rid of those guides. Right now this curves down, and that doesn't actually make sense in the context of our book. So, I'm going to have it curve up. So I'm just going to draw that up to there. And then we get this nice, simple curve. And that just means I need to come back and fix this one there. And I don't like that this part of it doesn't curve. So I'm going to put in a new anchor there, and an anchor down there, and delete that one. And just try to get this right. Just so I can get a little bit of a curve there. Nope, still not right. Okay. It's not great, but it'll work. Now, we need some actual pages inside of our book. So I'm going to switch to my rectangular shape tool. I'm going to fill this with white, and I need to put it behind the cover. Oops. Okay, bump that up a little bit. That looks good. So now I'm going to go to Skew and just pull this over until it matches the lines. The line of the back of my book. And let's bump that over a little bit closer. Alright. Now go back to the free transform so I can drag that over to the right space. I can hold down the control key in order to fine tune where it draws. And that looks about right. So now we've got that created. Bump that down. Okay, so that's still not quite right. So I'm going to just grab this handle and drag it in just a tiny bit. Okay. So now it's just white, but we want an actual page pattern on it. So I'm going to overlay a new pattern, and I have this scan tone pattern. And that works, and we'll just drop down the opacity on it to 10%. So that gives us a little bit of page effect. We obviously need another side coming in from the other side, or sorry, a front side to it. So I'm going to make a new layer and make it longer than the other one. Set it to white. And put that same pattern on there. So holding down the Option key, I'll drag the pattern onto it. Now in this case, I actually need to rasterize this. So I created a new layer, selected both, and I'm pressing Command E to merge them together. And then rotate this 90 degrees. The reason I had to do that is because if I didn't rasterize it first, then the pattern would shift, so it was pointing the other direction. And that isn't what I wanted. So I'm going to come in here, draw that down like I want it, and get rid of the rest of this. Convert that to a selection, and then make a new layer mask. So this created the wrong layer mask, so I just need to hit Command I to input that layer mask, and then it's correct.